All right, so checking my audio as well on YouTube. You guys can check it here. Sandali, tingnan ko ha. Check it here. Sandali, tingnan ko ha. All right, good. We are live on YouTube. Kung maririnig nyo yung echo, so we're good. All right, good. So, welcome everyone for our weekly live market review. It's Monday, it's a fresh week, and it's a fresh start for our trading week again. So, let me just jump into the chart now. Starting off with AUD USD, everyone. So, again, sabi ko nga, if you find something here that you find it a little alien to you, write it down in a piece of paper or somewhere. Then we'll address all those things in a bit. Okay, so from last week, AUD USD, na-break niya na tong dati niyang floor, technically. Nagiging resistance na siya ulit. Okay? Tapos, binrake niya yan. Ngayon, tinitingnan natin kung magiging floor na naman siya ulit. So, from Friday or last week, tinitingnan natin if the price can go and test this Fibonacci levels that we have. Somewhere at 50 to 61.8. Well, true enough. We saw that bouncing off the 50% fib. Then, price went up again. After it retest again, dito umakit na naman siya ulit. So, what are we to expect on this coming week? EMAs have crossed. Tanggalin ko na lang muna po yung fib. Yun naman yung in-expect natin. Nangyari na yon. If you're on the daily chart and you want to be conservative here, probably ang pinakauna mong position will be something for tomorrow na. Yeah, you might want to wait for this bar to end. But if you want to be a little aggressive, you can enter now for a bullish engulfing. So probably your entry price will be somewhere at this level. Pero ako, antayin ko muna itong mag-generate pa ng isang bar kasi kaka-crossover niya lang. Ito yung pinaka-conservative natin na approach, waiting for that 3-bar pattern. Pero kung ayaw nyo naman yan, bago tayo pumunta sa lower time frame, gusto ko lang makita how far this one can go next. So I'm kind of zooming out a bit if you see. So itong dating level na binaabangan natin, I'm kind of seeing it can go from where it is to where that next blue line is. So doon tayo nakatingin sa 69.78, right? So ibig sabihin, we're quite late if we buy now. So isa yun sa tinitingnan natin. Kasi bakit? For the people who are well aware or sabihin na natin familiar na kayo sa support and resistance, more often than not, pag tumatama siya sa ceiling, right, magbabounce na yan pababa, and tatama siya sa floor, magbabounce na siya pataas, right? So just imagine you throwing a physical ball towards a physical ceiling or floor. Yun naman yung lagi nating expectation, right? So, but then again, as far as this is concerned, malapit na tayo dyan sa ceiling na yan. So, ibig sabihin, kung magbabay tayo dito, napakalapit na niya sa ceiling. Ibig sabihin, right, remember, we make money by buying if the price goes up there and we can collect pips. Tama? So, pag hindi nangyari yun at bumaba dito, on the opposite direction, right, if we are losing pips, then we're losing money. Okay? So, that's not the level where we want to go for that buy. Ika nga. Right? So, tingnan natin sa H4, kung makakapasok pa ba tayo. Well, we're a bit late. Okay? Well, technically, we are about 45 pips late, if that will be my preferred entry price. So, ibig sabihin, antayin ko na lang siyang umabot doon sa ceiling, saka ako mag-anticipate ng probably a short-term sell once it hits that overbought level, right? At 70 nung RSI natin. So, yeah, I would like to see if the price can really break this out, okay, for an extension of that sell, of that buy. So, ibig sabihin, a short-term plan would be, aggressively, is to sell here, okay? Pag umabot siya dito sa level na to, meaning, again, we buy as we anticipate for the price to go up, we collect pips as the price goes up. Pero kung ang anticipation natin this time is for the price to go down instead, so we go for a sell as we expect to collect pips naman as the price goes down. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, ito yung gusto natin makita. Pero pag hindi nangyari yan and the price goes up instead, we will be buying, not S, right? Somewhere at this level as well. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung magiging mga trading plan ko for, if not the rest of the evening, probably the rest of the week. Okay? So, titingnan natin yan. So, ibig sabihin ngayon, as simple as it looks like, no position yet. Kahit pumunta pa ako sa H1, medyo malapit-lapit na rin yan sa ceiling. Pero if you want to be a scalper here, probably somewhere at 10 to 15 plus minus your entry price where it may be, right? So, please watch out for 69.78 na lang po, right? So, if you guys are watching this session, the recorded version on YouTube, so probably the price have already moved if you're watching this a little bit late, okay? So, please reassess your position again. take this information with a grain of salt. Everything that we're talking about is of general commentary, and this should not be taken as a financial advice. All right. So if you're watching this on a much later time, please go back to your chart and reassess your position. Okay, pag sinabi ko pong buy dito, hindi po ibig sabihin na dito na kayo mismo magbabayad. Tsaka pag nag-login kayo kaagad, pindutin nyo na lang yung buy. Hindi po, tingnan nyo muna. Right? Watch out for the 69.78 resistance. Kung hindi pa rin nagbe-break dyan, I personally won't take a buy order there, but instead, I could possibly be looking for a short-term sell, probably to catch like about 10 to 20 pips. Yeah, money is money. So, tingnan natin kung kaya pa natin gawin yun. So, 15-minute chart will be the same. Okay? Right? Even the 15-minute chart, I would say, I'd like for the price to go back down and touch the EMA. Saka ako magbabay again, if that's the plan. Pero again, ang take profit ko would be somewhere below 69.78 level. Doon lang ako mag-aabang. Okay? So, that's AUD USD. Let's check into Nzd USD this time, which has that zone from last week. So, kung mapapansin nyo yan, okay, balik lang ako dito. Extend natin yung zone na yan. So, ibig sabihin, every time I have that zone, meaning may tinitingnan akong short-term sideways dyan. So, ibig sabihin, yung short-term sideways na yan, nagkakaroon din siya ng resistance dito. So, hindi umaangat kagad yung price. But, definitely, the push here is becoming very, very positive for that breakout. So, for me personally, I would love to see the breakout before I buy. But there's a big hesitation here. So, kung mapapansin nyo, umakyat yan ng about 10 pips from where the price is right now. Tapos, hindi naman siya nag-proceed. Tingnan natin. I hope the next one will be higher than that. Tapos, sandali lang ha. Gusto kong makita yung pinaka-extension nito. Saan ba magfo-fall yung ating extension? Malayo-layo pa rin naman. Okay, good. So, if that price can go and stays above that zone, we are looking about 50-ish pips to collect here, plus minus again, spread and entry price. Yeah? So, at least hanggang dun sa 0, I'll be happy to take that. Tingnan natin sa H1. Okay, probably my earliest entry would be on H1. Looking at this, all right, for the guys in Zoom, right, I would like you to take note of this. So, if you're seeing orange, at least this is an indicator to help us filter the trend. So, if you're seeing orange is above the blue, the current trend in the market is uptrend, or at least for this short period of time. Okay? Kasi nag-crossover na siya. So, ibig sabihin, this is one way to know if we can consider a buy position. Ibig sabihin, there's a possibility of a continuation. Pero, we do not discount the fact that it's already touching a ceiling where it was rejected in the past. Right? So, ibig sabihin, may possibility din na ma-reject yan dito at bumaba. So, ibig sabihin, this is not really your highest probability trade. But instead, if you can wait for that setup to be above this zone or yung gray area dito, right? Maganda tawagin, no? Parang may gray area. So, you do not trade below that gray area but instead above, right? So, ibig sabihin, you have a much clearer room there, right? To go for a buy, at least to the next level of fibs that you can see there from the 0 to the 27.2 extension, right? So, ibig sabihin, mas may malaking room tayo. So, kaya ako sinasabi, the earliest possible time frame that I can get in would be H1 if the price stays above here. Same goes with the 15-minute chart. It's showing the same thing, okay? Pag biglang nag-consolidate yan dito at magpang-abot yung mga EMAs, malamang sa malamang pwede tayo dyan, okay? So, let's see how this can go for the next couple of hours or probably for tomorrow morning kung hindi talaga tayo makahanap ng tradable position tonight. Okay? Alright, so that's my take on Nzd USD. Let's go and jump into Euro USD. And as checked earlier, by the way, we are likely to expect high impact news for the next coming days or for the whole week, in short, relating to Euro. Especially, we are expecting for GDP report, right? By I think it is Wednesday or Thursday ata, right? Ano bang 29? Oh, Friday na pala, sorry. Yeah, so that's by Friday. Okay? So, let's see how the market would react to this news plotted for us for the rest of the week. Okay? But anyway, as expected from last week, after this drop, we are waiting for the price to go a little bit higher towards the next ceiling. Pero hindi naman talaga siya umabot doon sa 0.375 yan, medyo maliit. Right? So, kung makikita nyo dito, if gagamitan nyo siya ng Fibonacci, hindi siya umabot doon sa 50 pips. Oh, sorry, 50 Fib natin. Pero, very, very close na rin naman yan eh. Okay, so considerably, it is bouncing off the 50% fib. Okay, but unfortunately, you're not seeing this push from the sellers really. So there's a bit of consolidation happening here. So what does it mean for you, yeah, for you as the currency trader here? Meaning, there's a little bit indecision in the market that we want to see break, right? So kumbaga, we are trading a big market that goes up to $6.6 trillion per day, and there's indecision whether the buyers or the sellers are dominating, yeah, the market's move right now. So ibig lang sabihin nun, wala tayong nakikita na possibility for entry as retail traders, right? So kasi again, remember, $6.6 trillion market, right? And about 96 to like about 98 or maybe more at some point, right? These are influenced, these moves, I mean, for the whole day and for the rest of the week are influenced by financial institutions like bank, hedge funds, and other stuff, right? So, ibig sabihin, if not for maybe lower percent, it's us retail traders. So, ibig sabihin, if the 96% can't even show us whether the buyers or the sellers are dominating, so how can we be sure with our position as retail traders only? So, yun yung ibig ko sabihin. If you're a retail trader here looking for opportunities to get in on a sideways moving market, and this is quite narrow to say, but still, yep, if you guys are trying to take advantage of a sideways market, 100 pipper sideways market is still good, right? If you're trying to scalp it. Pero conservatively, we want to see it break. So, ibig sabihin, ano yung ibig sabihin nun, Ken? If the price goes up here, ito yung magiging buy level ko. If the price goes down here, it will be my sell level here. Yun na yung magiging position ko. Last week, it was here. So, good job. Umakyat. We were able to take advantage of that. Now, it's kind of staying here and it's not breaking that level. So, we want the price to go up there again para makapag-decide tayo sa buy. Right? Pag hindi naman, makapag-decide tayo for a sell kasi mayroon tayong mas clearer na room doon naman sa pababa na yon. Okay? So, yun yung gusto nating makita. Okay? So, even if I go to lower time frame, this is interesting. Shoot. Wala pala, hindi siya tumatama. So, I'm kind of strict on this part. I want this price to touch the EMA. So, short-term trade lang sana, pwede tayo doon, pero hindi siya nagta-touch. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, for now, or at least for the rest of the evening, tignan natin anong mangyari ulit bukas, then I will go and reassess this position. Okay, so, yep, exactly. So, what you're experiencing right now, okay, thank you so much. Yeah, because I have some questions dito. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, what you're seeing right now is purely manual trading. Yeah, we're not using any EA or expert advisor or any robot to look for trades for us. Okay, so what I'm currently doing is looking for trades manually. Okay, so I'm jumping onto Gbp USD now, which is already above the 1991 resistance or 1.1991 to be exact. So tinitingnan na natin ngayon if kaya na ba ni market pumunta doon. Pataas naman, next is dun sa ating 221.96. So, papunta doon. So, that's about 100 pipper. Tingnan natin. H4 is running beautifully here for a new cycle or a new wave. Ibig sabihin, a little pullback here will do. Let me go and grab my fib again. There you go. So, like to see it go from here, going to lower time frames. Sandali lang po, hanap ako ng entry price. A little bit challenging to go for it now. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So kung mapapansin nyo, we are on that overbought level. So ibig sabihin, itong rally na to is kind of losing its momentum. So ibig sabihin, there's a possibility for this to go down at least to the median, tapos makaka-experience tayo ng potential na move na ganun. So yun ang gusto ko makita before I am very much convinced to go for a buy. Okay? So yun ang una kong gusto makita. I'd like to see room for buying before getting in. So reminder to everyone, trading is not about clicking buttons because it's so easy to click buttons, but yeah, trading is all about finding the opportunity to make money, right? So if you're writing things down, you might want to write that down. Your goal is to at least have a view, to have a clue of what you want to do, something like that, right? So if your view is price moving up, then your clue is to buy, right? Okay, then the next is what to do is to look for the area where you should buy. Okay, so in this case, kung mapapansin nyo, medyo gumalaw na yan, malayo na yung ginalaw ng market. Kung hahabulin mo pa yan, baka dito ka na umabot, bumaba na siya, tapos magpanic ka dito bago siya mag-up, nag-close ka ng early trade mo dito. So, wag na lang, i-stress mo lang yung sarili mo. Right? So, that's not the right way to do. Okay? Ako, I would suggest look for overbought or oversold level even on trending markets para makita nyo kung exhausted na yung move na yan. So, like this one, kung hahabulin natin, tapos if you're familiar with indicators, kung familiar na kayo dyan, hanapin nyo yung some parte or level yung medyo exhausted na si market. So far, at least, a little bit conservative would be waiting for the overbought, oversold, diba? Pero slightly aggressive is getting in on the median. Okay? So, yun yung gusto nyo makita doon if you're trading manually. Okay? Pero of course, as far as EAs are concerned or robots are concerned, it depends on how you program your EA. So, magba-vary na sa inyo. So, take note lang. Right? If you're building one, make sure that you understand the exact strategy kung ano yung ginagamit nyo. Okay? And it should match to whatever the market condition is. Kasi if your strategy is best use if it's moving sideways tapos hindi mo nakita, trending pala, then bumababa yung probability ng trade and vice versa, right? So, para kang nag-shade sa gabi nun, right? So, parang mas lumabo yung paningin mo. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense, but if not, let me know in the comment section so I can go back to it and clarify for you. Alright, so, ibig sabihin, Gbp USD, a little bit of a pullback. That's where I'm gonna be interested to go for this, right? The conservative part is wait for this price to go back towards the EMA, then let's see if we can still take advantage that move or the bounce towards the next extension, which is 27.2. Pag nangyari yon, we are likely to see somewhere between 50 to 70 pips move. So, if we can collect half of it, that's money to bank pa rin naman. Okay? So, either doon or maybe dito sa 15-minute chart. So, the goal is to buy when it touch at least the orange EMA, then we want to see it, the continuation. Pag hindi nangyari yan, that's totally fine. Re-reassess lang natin yung position natin. Okay? Always remember, trading is not just about getting in. Okay? It's understanding when to get in and when to get out. Okay? And huwag kayo masyadong maalala, huwag kayo masyadong ma-stress pag, kunwari, pag check nyo ng chart nyo or ng account nyo, wala pa akong trade ngayon na magmamadali na ako. Hindi po yan. Okay? Reminder, no trade is still better than a losing trade. Yeah? So, I'd rather protect my capital than to jump in on a trade na hindi naman ako comfortable or confident with. No trade is still better than a losing trade. Okay? So, yun yung magiging plan natin kay Gbp USD. Medyo na late na tayo doon. But anyway, we'll try to look for new opportunities there. Now, jumping into USD CAD, the price is kind of dropping here. I would assume crude is already moving up a little bit. Pero tingnan natin si crude mamaya. Okay. So, by the looks of this, sandali parang may kailangan ako i-readjust na level dito because that level was from last week. So, I think we're gonna go back to this one. Yan. Okay, good. So, I'm convinced with this one. Sandali lang po So, every week, this is what I actually do. So, reassess your lines from last week and see if the market is really moving in your favor or not. Okay. Anticipated, ito yung magiging move from last week. Pero kung mapapansin nyo, bumagsak siya. Anong ibig sabihin nun? So, magiging iba na yung bias natin. Pero tumama din siya dun sa level na kung saan nag-bounce siya pataas, hindi pa baba. So, ibig sabihin, dito, babantayan ko rin to kung gagalaw siya pataas o pababa. So, historically speaking, last time na nandito siya, umakyat siya. So, I am expecting for the same thing to happen here. Pag tumama siya dito, papunta siya doon. So, ibig sabihin, even if my EMAs have crossed, no sell muna ako dyan until it breaks out. So, if you notice this, we are very, very conservative with the position that we're looking for or getting in. Diba? So, hindi tayo basta nakakakita lang ng indicator, oy, buy kagad or sell kagad. Gusto natin lahat ng rules dun sa strategy na ginagamit natin will all check in, right? At sabihin natin na, okay, yeah, everything is there, right? And let's go with the trade. Kumbaga parang naghahanap ka ng sapatos sa mall, hindi ibig sabihin na gusto mo yung design, bilhin mo na kagad, hindi mo naman ka-size, 'di ba? So dapat mag-fit din sa paa mo, hindi lang basta maganda lang yung design. So trading is like the same thing, right? You're looking for something and everything should fit in. And once it fits in, then that's the trade that you're looking for. Again, you don't need to wait for that perfect setup because there's no such thing as a perfect setup, but there is an ideal setup that once you see it, you see a high probability of making money. Again, view to have a clue of what you want to do. That's what we want to see. Okay, so from here, I don't want to sell right away, but instead a bounce from this level is something I would like to anticipate for the meantime instead of a breakout. But if the breakout will present itself, then I'm gonna look for that sell opportunity. So there you go. We are very, very close to that oversold level. Yeah, pag tumama yan dito tapos hindi nagtuloy-tuloy, then ibig sabihin this floor is kind of holding, right? Then I would look for a buy option here, at least for this little zone right here where I'm very, very much interested to go for a buy right now. Pero hindi pa siya nagpe-present ng entry price ko, okay? So diyan ako maghahanap ng entry price. Probably the lowest will be the 15-minute chart, which is kind of forming that way now as it is really playing below the oversold level. So tingnan natin yan. Obserbahan natin for the rest of the evening. Then, let's see if we can go and jump in for a buy there. Pero pag hindi naman, we will reassess our position and probably hanap tayo ng sell, which is somewhere at 80 pips pa rin. So, again, that's still a decent room for selling once it goes that level. So, that's something on the watch list now. USD CHF, okay? After that crossover from last week, I hope you guys were able to catch this from the guys in YouTube. So hopefully meron kayo nakuha dito from last week, ano? Right? So we were selling from here, okay? Pansin nyo yung crossover na yan. I hope you were able to take advantage of this ones right here. Now, we are still seeing room for the price to go much lower, okay? So, ang babantayan nyo ngayon, right? Let me go back to H4 kasi mas malinaw dito. Merong maliit na consolidation dyan. If I go back to my line chart, eto. May maliit na consolidation dito, tapos nag-peak yan dito before breaking out. And that's the same thing that happened here. And that's a level that happened here as well. So, ibig sabihin, we are now in that area where this consolidation can possibly happen. Again, consolidation usually happens when like neither of the buyers nor the sellers are really showing strength, right? So, kumbaga, hindi masyadong gumagalaw si market. Walang masyadong nagdo-dominate doon, right? If the buyers are pushing the price, then it's likely to go up. Sellers, on the other hand, goes down. Diba? So, pag nagko-consolidate, neither of them are really showing strength. Okay? So, from here, tingnan natin kung ano ba yung pwede nating i-take advantage dito. That's a beautiful shooting star right there. Pansinin nyo yung rejection from the market, pero hindi naman siya tumuloy kanina. But I'm very much interested there. Tingnan nga natin. Nope, not on that. Okay, possibly dito. Price goes up a bit, pero baka nandito na siya. No. Alright, another tip there. You will feel it once you start trading for yourself. Kumbaga, pag ikaw mismo yung nagtitrade para sa sarili mo, malalaman mo at mararamdaman mo if you're over-analyzing. What does it mean? Yung parang tiningnan mo na lahat ng currency pair, tapos parang hindi. Tapos pinipilit mo siya maging oo, yung sagot mo. And that's one sign there that you're over-analyzing. And it might lead to what they call analysis paralysis. So the best thing that you can do, if you cannot find whatever you are looking for to do on that currency pair, the next thing that you need to do is just go and jump into the next currency. Yeah. So, wag na yan. Yeah, I don't want to go and trade that tonight. Possibly, yes, I can go back and check this tomorrow, but not tonight. Okay? USD Jpy. Okay. Yun na yung shortcut nyo. Okay? Yun na yung shortcut nyo. Pag hindi nyo masyado naintindihan yung movement doon, hanap na kayo na ibang currency pair. Ang dami-daming pwedeng ma-trade dyan. Right? So, sa madaling sabi po, kung yung kausap nyo, hindi naman nagsasalita at parang ayaw kayong kausap, maghanap na kayo ng ibang kausap. Parang ganun po yun. Okay? Not sure if it does make sense to you, pero why should you spend time dun sa mga taong ayaw naman kayong kausap? Parang ganun yan. Yeah. Diba? Okay. Dollar yen, what's going on? After it bounced off the 35 or 135.53 level, ang ganda nito kasi, tingnan nyo to. That price had reached that overbought level. Oh, sorry, oversold level at 30. It touched the floor. Then look at that bounce right there. Beautiful. Tama? So ngayon, we're kind of waiting for this price to continue right there, but the EMAs are not pointing the same direction. Okay? So gusto natin, kung magbabay man tayo, the EMA will also point that direction or the price is above this zone. So none of those criterias have been met. Parang ganito. Kahit hindi kayo tumingin sa overbought, oversold, ang ibig ko sabihin is parang ganito. Look at that gray area and your EMAs are up. bouncing off, yun yung gusto natin. But this one, orange is above the blue here, by the way, too. But this one is doing the total opposite. So, no buy muna tayo dyan. But D1 is really, really looking good for a 3-bar formation here. Pero malayo pa yung entry dyan eh. So, gusto natin makapasok early. So, I could possibly be looking for that opportunity somewhere at the 1-hourly chart, which is about to cross. Okay? So, pag ito nag-cross, okay, then mas magkakaroon ako ng room for buying there. Diyan ako mag-aabang. So, yun yung mga abangan ko for the rest of the evening, if not the rest of the week. Okay? The earliest, yes. Yeah, same thing. 15 minutes is not doing the thing that I want. So, earliest will be the 1-hourly chart. Those are the things that are on my watch list. Okay? So, that means, babalikan natin yan. Hindi, kung baka mapapansin nyo, ito lang yung ginagawa natin every Monday, or for me personally, ito yung ginagawa ko every Monday. Tinitingnan ko lahat ng merong potential at ilalagay ko sa watchlist ko at yun ang ifo-focus ko for the rest of the week. Okay? One thing to take note of, trading is not about a game of Pokemon. You don't need to catch them all, right? Find one Pokemon and train it. Parang ganun, right? Hanap ka ng isa or dalawa, then master, right? Find its skills and take advantage of it. So trading is almost the same thing. It's not the game of Pokemon exactly, but almost the same thing when you're training one. Okay? So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, pero I hope it makes sense too. So ang ginagawa ko is to look for that currency pair that I can focus on for the rest of the week. Yeah? So, ibig sabihin, mostly, Aud USD, Nzd USD, yes, I find opportunities there, pero hindi pa siya fully trained, kumbaga. Right? Meron pa akong hinahanap. Euro US is something that I want to see breakout from. Gbp USD, yes, I'm interested about that, pero kulang yung sa criteria. USD CAD looks the same thing. USD CHF for the week, parang, yes, possible, pero hindi pa muna. Hindi siya yung, kumbaga, pinaka-priority. Dollar yen is, yes, but I need some things to happen there too. Then we jump in on gold because it's also below that or staying below the 1725 level. So ibig sabihin, that's also a possibility for us to make money here, right? So from last week, this is the one that I have been focused on, right? Unfortunately, I just got out a little bit early here for that buy. Tapos nag-bounce kasi siya dito. So I got out. Then nag-spike pa siya. Yeah, so yun yung mga false breakout na nakikita natin. So, let's see if gold can still drop by another 400 pips there, hopefully, for the week. Kasi bakit? This is a continuation of that downtrend. But, take note of this. If you look at the bigger picture, gold is actually a big sideways market. Okay? Look at that. Gold is actually a big sideways market, which is touching the floor again since August or March. Yeah? March and August from last year. So, ibig sabihin, based on historical data, every time that it touched this level right here, buyers are more interested than the sellers. So, by traditional buy or sell, if maraming interested to buy, the price is likely to go up. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, this is a level where buyers are mostly interested in. So, what does it mean, Ken? Ang expectation natin is for the price to go up. But then again, kung titingnan mo sa ating daily chart, the EMAs have not crossed over yet. Right? So, for the people who are looking into indicators, look at this. Though the EMAs have not crossed over yet, but we're very, very close to that oversold level. In fact, we just moved from that level from last week, and it's a good indication that the price is likely to go up more than to go down. So, ibig sabihin, kahit gustong-gusto ko mag-sell, aabangan ko yung crossover na yun, which is actually happening a little bit early on a lower time frame. So, dito na yung...
It's time for bed.
Oh, thanks, Alexa. Anyway, tawag dito, price is touching that level again. So, parang gusto niyang bumaba na gusto niyang umakyat. So, this is where I'm kinda really interested in and monitor this position for an extended period of time. Okay? Just to share this with you very quickly, right? Why am I very interested here? Because at least for I would say for the last couple of weeks. Okay? So this has been the trade that I've been looking at. So kung mapapansin nyo, eto lang po, may naligaw lang dito na AUD USD. So karamihan po niyan gold. So though meron tayong mga profit dito, may kinlose ako dito na malaki, may kinlose din ako dito na malaki na talo. Pero karamihan po diyan na nasa gold. So happily I would say we're still up by about 94% this month. So, tingnan natin. Okay? So, kaya po ako naka-close monitoring dyan kasi for the last few weeks, yun yung minomonitor ko. So, let's see how it would progress. I would love to be in a position where I'm very much comfortable to get in, right? So, pero ngayon parang ish, yung parang may oomph, 'di ba? Parang 'di ba? So, pag may ganun po, sabi ko nga kanina, move to the next currency pair na lang muna bago ka ma-overexcite doon. Right? But anyway, for the guys who are holding on to their Bitcoins, good news, the price have stayed above the 21,900 level. So look at that pullback happening there. We're still seeing good bullish run here. Pero sabi ko nga po, this is a level where we expect for the price to bounce, pero do not expect for it to go to the moon directly. You still have your 28,000 level there to watch out for. Okay. Yes, it is likely to go back a little bit to cover some areas here for that pullback. Pero still, something to watch out for that bullish run if that price can stay above this level right here. So for me personally, though I'm not a big Bitcoin trader, but if I am to trade this could be my early attempt to go for long or for a buy. Knowing still, of course, the possibility of the price coming down here. So ibig sabihin, I could possibly lose first and cut my losses there early, right? And re-enter na lang pag nag-touch siya dito. And if the price can go here, ibig sabihin, oops, sandali, talagang bearish na siya. Another attempt to buy here. Pero pag nangyari yan, sandali, cut muna tayo. Mukhang hindi na siya nag-move. So yun yung mga levels na binabantayan ko, right? Hindi naman, kumbaga, uy, nag-move siya, sell tayo kagad. May mga levels kasi nandito siya sa floor. If you look at Bitcoin from the monthly chart, though pwede pa siya talagang bumaba papunta doon. Sorry, monthly. Okay. Though pwede pa talaga siyang bumaba doon. The level that I'm looking at right now is actually based on the daily. Yung nagko-consolidate siya dito somewhere back in 2020. Okay? So yan yung levels na tinitingnan ko. And it's quite holding on to that level. Alright? Or the buyers are really pushing based on that level. So ibig sabihin, tingnan natin if the buyers can really consistently push that price back up there again. Yeah, tingnan natin yan. For crude at the same time, I'm really hoping for this price to break the $93 per barrel level. So we can expect for another rollback for next week. Pero if you are seeing some rollbacks there in the news, this is simply because of this run right here so far for crude. So ibig sabihin, the 93 level is the cheapest that we have seen that price since March, if you look at it. All right, so kung may expectation man for the price to break out, sana dito na siya mangyari this time. Kasi we hope for that price to go down in April. Hindi nangyari. It actually went up as high as 120 per barrel last month. Pero hopefully, now it's back to 95. Tingnan natin if there's a continuation there. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung last time na nandito yan, wala masyadong push from the sellers. But this one is really looking good. I mean, this is really looking positive for the price to go down. Okay, as alam naman natin, if the crude price in the market goes down, then we can be enjoying some rollback there for next week. So ibig sabihin, may karapatan ka na ulit mag-joyride, right? Nang walang rason, alam mo yun, like randomly just thought about going out, right, and running around, pwede na yun kasi baka bumaba na ulit yung crude. Like right now, dadalawang isip ka muna, no? Right? Hindi siya katulad ng mga price back in December. It was even negative in the futures market at one point. So, but anyway, hopefully this crude price can go much lower than the 93 level. If not, then this is where we could expect for that price to go. And hopefully again from the 106 level it can drop para hindi naman masyadong tumaas ng tumaas, right? Hopefully, okay? So tinitingnan natin dito if crude can go much lower. All right, so we still have a few more minutes here to look into the yen pairs requested by our kababayan Mark, straight from China, my friend. Glad to have you always to remind me of the yen pairs. Thank you so much. Okay, AUD yen. What's going on here from last week? So ito na nga, bumaba siya dito, umakyat siya sa 95 level. For me personally, I don't want to go for a buy there yet. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, ito pa lang yung tinitest niya na level. But this is looking good for a long position for the rest of the week. And if not, then your H4 is possibly the one who's gonna move in this direction. Then baka mag-sell na tayo in the middle of the week. Okay? So as long as that price, in fact, I can go for that pending order now. I'm quite interested for that pending order, you see? Tingnan nga natin. I'm quite interested for okay. Yep, that median is kind of stopping me. It's above that median. Kung nandito yan sa baba, medyo interesado tayo. So, that is like looking to go up there. So, let's see how D1 can really work out its move for the rest of the day or the rest of the week. Yeah. So, ang magiging trading plan natin dito, buy if the price stays below sell. Yun lang naman talaga lagi. Okay, hanap tayo ng mas magandang level to get in. Right? Jumping into Euro Yen this time, it's quite a different story because the price is now back up the 139.39 level. Tingnan natin kung makakahanap tayo ng buy. That's a different story there. H1 is looking good for a buy. So, ibig sabihin, if I'll be interested with Euro Yen tonight, I would like to see that drop here and bounce. Tingnan natin. Yeah, possibly that's a median right there. Bounce. Done. Done. So, tingnan natin if that will be possible anytime tonight. If not, tomorrow morning na yan. Nzd Jpy is touching the ceiling. Almost the same. Pagtabihin ko na nga to. Aud Jpy and Nzd Jpy, kung makikita nyo, almost identical to where it is now. Right? It's quite touching that ceiling right there. Pero the push is coming from the median too. Okay? So, it's likely to go for a long position muna, no? Right? Anong tawag sa indicator sa baba? This is called the RSI, right? RSI or Relative Strength Index. Okay, so if you ask the settings, it's the default settings too. Yeah. So, okay, so yeah, 14. You're welcome. Okay, so from here, so tinitingnan ko kung saan yung pressure eh. So, one way to use indicator is to find whether there's momentum or none. Okay, so yun yung gusto natin makita. Okay. At saka yung pressure, whether there's buying pressure or selling pressure from the market. So in this case, kung makikita mo, the pressure at the beginning was coming from buyers, right? Pag umabot dito, kumbaga parang mawawalan sila ng momentum. In some cases, it would look like this, bounce, balik. Right? So ibig sabihin, habang may nakikita pa tayo dyan, there's likelihood for the price to go up. How far exactly, I'm not sure. Kaya nga naglalagay tayo ng mga levels na ganito, like the resistance, para makita natin kung hanggang saan siya potentially can go. Again, remember the term potential, right? Kaya, as retail traders, what we are looking for is the market sentiment, right? Or trying to understand is the market sentiment. If we can make sense of it, then there's a bigger chance that we can make money out of it. Okay, pero if we are doubtful of what's happening in the market, then we are doubtful about the position we're taking, and it only means that we're taking a low probability trade, and a low probability trade leads to like about a losing trade that you don't want to be stressed about, and if you stress, you get sick, and you get sick, and you don't have money. Diba? Haba nun, diba? So, you don't want to be putting yourself in the position that you will hurt yourself at the end of it. So, find a position where you'll be more comfortable, stress-free, then you can move freely as well. Okay, so use the indicators based on how you see it fit based on the market condition. So in this case, yun po yung hinahanap ko. I'm trying to see momentum and pressure from whether buyers or sellers. In this case, pag nandyan naman siya sa ceiling na yan, antayin ko muna kung kaya niya talagang i-break yan. So yun yung mga levels natin. Alright? So jumping into Gbp Jpy, which is still a symmetrical triangle base here on the chart. A symmetrical triangle means indecision. So, ibig sabihin, para lang siyang yung maliit na consolidation na ganito na wala tayong nakikitang tawag dito, nagdo-dominate. So, parang ganito siya. Right? Ang difference lang is, mas nawawalan talaga ng momentum. Neither buyers nor the sellers are really showing interest. Not necessarily interest. Parang strength, I would say. I would rather use that term, right? So, kumbaga nagna-narrow yung move niya dito. Kasi bakit? As far as the price is concerned, if you see the next high getting higher than the previous, then you see buyer pressure. Yeah? Lower than the previous, then you see seller's pressure. But neither of it are showing the ones that we want to see as far as momentum is concerned. So, kumbaga, nagna-narrow pa nga siya dito. So, I would like to see a breakout of this before I will buy or sell. Ibig sabihin, that's what I'm waiting for to happen for the rest of the week bago ako maging interested kay Japanese yen or the pound and the Japanese yen. Okay? Now, jumping off to Chf Jpy now. Tingnan natin. Alright. So, from here, looking at that uptrend bouncing off the 50% fib, beautifully happening now. This is very interesting to see as a continuation. Ideally, dito tayo papasok sa bounce ng 50% fib. Umakyat na to, nagpo-pullback na siya. So, continuation ang habol natin dito. But H4 is showing a reversal. H1 is kind of moving up. So, ibig sabihin, the earliest I can be in would be the daily chart kasi ito yung pinaka mas smooth sailing na move. And my take profit is likely to be set below 143.74, which is about 1:1. Definitely. Yeah, that's about 1:1. So, ibig sabihin, pwede tayo dyan. Pero, dahil nga nasa daily chart tayo, I need to see the current bar to be confirmed as a hammer. That's a beautiful price action showing rejection from the sellers, right? Or rejection of the sellers. Buyers are trying to get in again. So, the earliest I can go for this one would be tomorrow morning. Or if the 15-minute chart can make that crossover tonight, then it would be anytime tonight. Okay? So, buy ang hinahanap natin as far as Swiss yen is concerned. And of course, last but not the least, CAD yen is still trying to break the 106.81 level after that bounce. Look at this from Friday. Well, true enough, if you were with me Friday, ito yung nangyayari. Kung makikita nyo, this trend line really held on to that price and that is now bouncing off. So, ibig sabihin, we're seeing this kind of ascending triangle pushing that momentum towards this direction. So, ibig sabihin, my bias is still on for that buy and we want to see if the price can really push here and we want to see if that can be reached once again. So, but anyway, wala pang nangyayari doon sa gusto natin makita this week and ibig sabihin, lahat po ng nandito sa currency or lahat ng currency na nandito sa list natin mostly nasa watch list pa lang. Wala pa tayong gagawin. Pero alam ko na kung anong gusto ko makita. Whether it's a buy or a sell, nakapag-decide na ako, nakalista na siya. So, yun yung mga aabangan natin for the rest of the week. And as mentioned earlier, it will be majoritarily watching how gold would react. Look at that, beautifully dropping again, right? So again, makikita nyo, ang ganda-ganda ng bounce niya, tapos bumababa ngayon. So really gold is playing around with this level. So I would like to see how we can take advantage of those movement for the rest of the week. But anyway, it's just Monday. This is just the feel of what's gonna happen for the rest of the week. For you guys in YouTube, you just stay there, right? And watch out for those movement. Don't be so excited to jump in on a trade. Make sure that you're confident with the decision you're making. All right. So for the guys in Zoom, right, we're still going to have things to discuss. But for the people in YouTube, I'll see you guys on Wednesday again for our midweek market review. Tingnan natin kung ano yung mga nagumalaw, ano yung mga hindi gumalaw, at ano yung magiging plan natin for the rest or the remainder of the week. Okay. So you guys in Zoom, just stay there. For the guys in YouTube, reminder, always create your plan and trade your plan, not someone else's plan, because it's better than just guessing your trades. All right. So you guys have a wonderful week and may the pips be with everyone. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye for now.